world. I've got some people here who have got the readings for today already. So if you have, could you please kindly come forward, because we have a little symbol that we're going to do with today's reading as well. And we have 5 readings, and they will be presented to you just in a short moment. Emma's got a candle in her hand, and the idea is that when each person is doing their reading, they would be holding the light in their hands as they read today's word for us all. And we start with Fran.
Okay, this is Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
Psalm 27, verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid?
Reading is John 1, 1 to 4. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light for all mankind.
When Jesus spoke to the people, he said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have light of life."
Ephesians 5, 8 and 10. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light and find out what pleases the Lord.
And we all say together, Amen.
Hello. Am I on? Yeah. Good morning, everyone. As you have already picked up, our theme this morning, or what the kids have been doing during their Rock Solid and Youth sessions, is the I am statements. And today we are looking at the I am statement of I am the light of the world. Now, is anyone here afraid of the dark? I can be sometimes, especially if I am in a new place and I don't know my surroundings. And have you ever tried walking around in the dark? It can be a pretty frightening experience. You don't know which direction to move in. You're not sure if you're going to bump into something and hurt yourself, and you don't know if someone else is in that space with you. But when the light goes on, everything is much clearer. You feel safer and you know which direction to move in. Can I have the next slide? Yeah, it's sad to say that our world is like being in the dark. And that is because people have said and done things that are not true and they are hurtful. And this deception and hurt has caused darkness in our world. But there is good news, because we don't have to stay in the dark. And we just listened to some readings all about light. And in one of those, Jesus says, "I am the light of the world. And whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." And it's kind of odd to think of Jesus as a light, but that is what he is asking us to do. Can I have the next slide? Yeah, light is so important. And I've got 2 pictures of plants here, and I'm wondering, in the first one, does anybody recognise that plant? Somebody definitely should recognise it. This plant here. Yep, it is. It's downstairs. It's the plant in our community hall. And Violet has taken very good care of this plant for a really long time. And she always gives me a really important message, and that is that this plant must stay by the window. Now, I'm no gardening expert, but Violet is, so I'm going to go straight to the source. Violet, why do we need to keep this plant at the window? Yeah. Thank you. So in short, it needs to stay in the light, and that is how it will remain healthy. But what do you think has happened to the second plant in this picture? Yeah, I can see a hand up. What's happened to it? It's dying. It's been kept in a dark room. And plants in a dark room will survive for a little time, but they will soon become really unhealthy, and eventually they will die. And the only way to get it back to life again is to put it in the light. Now, it's not only plants that need light. I don't know about you, but I feel 100% better in the summertime. Can I have the next slide? Yeah, I wish this was me right now. I love the sunshine. I just feel healthier, I have more energy, and I'm just happier in the sun. But it is not only my body that needs light. My soul needs light as well. I need light for my spirituality. And that is exactly what Jesus was talking about when he said, "I am the light of the world." He was letting us know that when we know him and we follow him, it is like a powerful torch coming on. Can we have the next slide? Yeah, it's like a powerful torch shining on our lives, and we know the difference then between right and wrong. We know the path we're to take because Jesus guides us, and we know the difference between truth and lies. And Psalms 119 tells us that your word is a lamp to my feet and a light for my path. And it is reminding us that when we know Jesus and we read the Bible, we follow his word, it's like that big, powerful torch turning on in a dark world. Oh, amen. I am going to hand you over to Rahil now, who is going to explain our reflection time. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you. That was very inspiring. Jesus being the light of the world. We have our response time just in a second. But before that, we would like to end this with a few questions that you can see at the back behind me on the screen. And these are the questions to ask each other, ourselves, to ponder upon. Has knowing Jesus made a difference to the way you live your life? What tempts us back to darkness? And how can we encourage each other to live in the light? And as perhaps you're talking to a neighbor on your left or on your right, please feel free to go through these questions, reflect, or even silently in your own time. There'll be a kids' craft resources at the back where the kids today are making some light jars with some cellophane paper and candles. So kids, if you do want to go back, we can